Hello. How are you? Is anybody out there? Hello. Hello. Hmm. Who's there? Anybody? Anybody? Hello? Oh, two people. Hello, lovely. Let's see if we're working, shall we? I'm working on Facebook. Oh, my mom is watching. Good morning. Oh, good morning, good morning. How are you? Kim, it's awfully early where you are, like 7 a.m. Whew, man. Good morning. I'm happy to be here. I have to be honest, it's going to be a quick one, but I'm here. I was just chatting with my family. And actually, I'm chatting with Arivia. That's Reevy's full name, in case you're curious. Oh, I will share some photos. So, my oldest left yesterday. If you remember, if you've been around here for a while, she she is a Rotary Youth Exchange student to France. And she left yesterday. She had to change planes in Amsterdam. She did it like a boss. She did not call or text me at 2 a.m. My time. And she so she flew into Amsterdam, changed planes, and then flew to Luxembourg, where Rotarians and her host families, I think 2 out of 3 host families, met her. And then they drove about an hour to Nancy. I think it's Nancy. It's not the southern Nancy. I wasn't southern either. Barbara, I'm doing quite nicely, thank you. So far I'm avoiding the germs. I've got like the sinus headache, but it could also be because it's supposed to rain. I think it's always supposed to rain. Who knows? But everybody's back at school today. Poor little Stella had to get some antibiotics for a secondary ear infection or something like that. I don't know. They gave us antibiotics. And so she missed yesterday because she was still like, her fever didn't break until yesterday morning, I guess. And then Jenny actually ended up coming home yesterday, but then went back today. So, I mean, it's really a miracle that they're all at school. Let's be honest. So far so good. Everybody has avoided it other than, well, actually, okay, not really. Oh, I have a video from Reevy. So Reevy's in her first host house. She has 2 older siblings who are leaving for university, like September 1st or so, or in September, we know that much. And so she has one of their bedrooms, and I won't watch the video, but I will share some photos. So, let's see what we've got here. Hello. I'm glad YouTube is working. I'm going to share some videos. Let's see. Let me make sure I have them both up here. I have no idea what screen we're going to... Oh, wrong screen. Of course. But here she is. So, let's see if I can... Yeah. Yay. So that's fun. This is her, like, 3rd host family over here with the small child. And I believe the woman right next to her is her 1st host family. And these might be her host brother and sister right now. I'm not positive about that. I haven't actually seen pictures. I think this is her Rotary Youth sponsor on the right. So, yeah, good times. And then this is a little picture she sent of her town. So this is Nancy. 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 The blue blazer is a Rotary thing. I should have said that. So right now, let's see if I can, it's getting out of focus over here. But right now she just has a few pins. This is her Rotary badge, and I think it has her name on it, but it definitely says Rotary. And then this is the square one on her right, our left, is her pin. And she has about 200 pins to hand out to all Rotary exchange students that she meets from all over the world. And then these other pins that she has on here, I gave her a croissant and her dad gave her Papa Smurf. But other than that, all of those are individual Rotary Youth Exchange student pins from people she's already met. So, like last weekend, I think it was, God, they're all blending together. Or weekend before last, I guess, at this point. They had an incoming youth picnic, and let me find my face again. And she got to meet quite a few Rotary Youth Exchange students. Like one was from the Czech Republic, 2 were from Thailand, 1 was from her area in France, so that was pretty exciting. And then Taiwan, Denmark, and the Netherlands, I think. I don't know, it wasn't before the 28th. What? And yeah, the goal is when she comes home, that thing will be like shaking with all her swag of pins from people from, all over the world. And it's funny too, like, apparently it's quite common to run into Rotarians and former Rotary Youth Exchange students in airports. And so the blue blazer is recognized. It's pretty funny. Not comfortable. Like I'm over here like, couldn't it have been a hoodie? But that's not classy. So yeah. So this week she has incoming orientation and like they'll pick her classes and stuff like that. She says her host mother is not fluent in English. And she is not, I would not say she's fluent in French, not even close. But she is able to communicate. So, good times. I am very proud. I already miss her like crazy. I miss her face. We had a very strict no crying rule at the airport. Her dad and I did stand there like idiots at security, and we couldn't even see her anymore, and we were still like, but yeah, I mean, like I definitely, there's a line from Pride and Prejudice about like the one who speaks sense, but that's not very polite. But I mean, yeah, she, but it's such an adventure, and I would have loved this adventure when I was her age, and so, Roxanne, my sister did cry yesterday, so it's fine, and if I keep talking about it, I can feel it, a little Phil Collins happening, I can feel it coming on, yeah, anyway, we got a little misty-eyed, her dad and I did, but like, she wanted this. This is very much a situation, you read about those kids who like cure cancer, or, I don't know, do crazy science projects, and I'm always like, is their mom pushing them? Or like the kid, like LeBron James, who in high school was like waking up at 4 a.m. I think at first he was waking up at 5 a.m. to shoot basketballs, and then he decided that like that wasn't enough, so he started waking up at 4 a.m. to shoot. That's how I know my kids are not going to play college sports. Like, they're just, they're not driven like that. So it's just, this is what, like, she came home after 8th grade and was like, I'm going to be a foreign exchange student, taught herself French 1. Who said that? Colleen. Oh, I feel you. Hi, Kim. But she came home and she had not taken French in middle school, like a lot. Like, Reevy or Ginny and Kellen have already started foreign language in middle school, but because of the middle schools that Reevy ended up with, she didn't. And so before her freshman year of high school, she was like, oh, you can pick my brain anytime. she was like, I'm going to learn French 1. And so we looked it up at what book they were learning and all this stuff. And then like school started, and all of a sudden, her French teacher wrote us and was like, she taught herself French 1 and French 2. And it's just that type of, I mean, she's just a different breed. I'm not sure how she's related to her father and I. But no, we're super excited for her. We have coached her extensively on being a yes woman, like Jim Carrey. So I look forward to hearing about the adventures. I didn't have to, but I signed like a travel waiver because it's just so easy to travel. Yeah. I'm actually thinking about contacting the outgoing Rotary Youth officer, counselor, I don't know what they're called. But he's in charge of the Rotary Youth Exchange program for our district, because I don't think Ginny is really as gung-ho. She's very young still. But like, she's starting to ask questions, but she has celiac disease. And along with celiac disease, or any allergy, I dare say, comes a certain amount of anxiety with traveling or social situations. And they say that like you can apply, but it doesn't, I don't want to say breed, but it doesn't give me a lot of confidence that she would be safe. And so I'm really curious about kind of pushing the youth exchange program to be an opportunity for even kids with allergies, because I think it's important. I think not just celiac disease, but like peanut allergies, all of this awareness is growing. And I don't know, I'm selfish. I want all my kids to have the opportunity if they want to take it. There you go. Anywho, let's talk about sewing. Sorry, you joined me to talk about 5 out of 4 and sewing, and this has taken over my life. Oh, April says that she thinks there's a foreign exchange student program for those with celiac, and she's going to look for the information. Well, I am curious. I'm writing down a note. I still want to ask the Rotarians. I like their service above self motto. I'm really drawn to it. I don't have time or money right now to join the Rotary, but I like the program. I'm intrigued. So, sewing. I am working on 2 patterns right now. Oh, thank you, Heidi. I'm worried about how like gray the weather is in Denmark. I would be depressed 9 months out of the year. I'm just not sure. So I'm working on, I like got a jump start on 2 patterns. One was a little skirt that's definitely spring. It's not fall. I haven't finished it. I got interrupted by life, and then I kind of lost my place, and I just need to like dig in and figure out where I was and what I was doing. And that's fine. I think honestly, I had to change the color on my serger, and I just didn't. You know how that is. So, I have that going, and I really want to finish because I want to wear it. And then on top of that, I also have some lounge pants that are probably going to be more October. And there's no real good reason for this because the pattern and grading is done. I've made a sample, and it's really meant for like a lightweight jersey, modal, brush poly situation. It's super cute. I'm a fan. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it, Jenny. I don't want to just give money though. I like actually want to participate in the world programs, and that's where I get, Oh, well, that's good to know, Heidi. I just worry about winter. I don't know. I worry, Heidi. This is what I do. So I'm working on those 2, and then I started working on a cargo skirt. So this will be a woven or stretch woven pattern with a knit. Oh, thanks, Mom. That's a terrible acronym, Mom. ASSE does celiac exchange. I mean, seriously, who thought of that? We'll call it ACE. Can we just add, anyway. So I'm working on this. I guess it's not really fall, or I think fall because it would look cute with boots, but I'm working on it. It's a little slow going because with life and sick kids and COVID and whatnot. That first week that everybody was back in school, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I was so happy. And then they all came home. Not all. But then all of a sudden I was a nurse again. And my biggest killer is frequent interruptions. I really struggle when my brain is interrupted. And I was explaining to my husband yesterday, like we tease, because his office is upstairs in the corner of the house off of our bedroom. So, like, if you're downstairs, you have to go up the stairs and down the hall and then not, through the door. My office is like right by the front door. So, even if like one kid comes in and I'm interrupted, like, okay, I can recover. But I have 6 kids and it's like the revolving door, and they don't even do it on purpose. It just like works out that way. It's just this like door of interruptions. And then one kid will inevitably be like, "Nah, she's trying to work. Don't go in there." And then somebody will cry, and then somebody will fight, and so yeah, I my whole goal, like with that spring skirt that I was telling you about, is to work on patterns early. And so, who said that? Uh, um, I'm trying to work out my day, or my week, I should say, to where like Monday I'm working on one thing, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I'm working on current patterns or something like that, and then Friday I'm working on future patterns. Um, I'll have to see how my brain does with switching gears like that, because I tend to not do the great. Oh my gosh, 2 different people, one on Facebook and one on YouTube, both said it doesn't matter where you are, they'll find you. And Colleen said, like, dad will be in the kitchen and they'll still go find mom for food. 100% on point with that comment. 100%. So true. And they will walk past him and I will even go, your dad is in the kitchen. I think my kids would call me even if dad was in the kitchen. I love them. So I've got the cargo pants, and then I have some ideas for winter, but I haven't really like gotten that far. It takes about 3 weeks for us to find a new routine when our schedules change. And unfortunately for the fall, like some kids' activities have already started. Some kids changed their minds at the last minute and decided not to try out for the play. So I have no kids doing Roswell Youth Theater this fall, which is kind of crazy to me. Ginny's in a funny spot because she hasn't quite found what's next. She really enjoyed theater, but I think she just realized like it's fun, but it's not really like doesn't fill her bucket. And she's at this weird spot where she thought that she would be like healthy immediately and like be able to jump back on the horse, so to speak. She doesn't actually, she's allergic to horses, but instead it's like the slow ride to being better. So she's a little frustrated, dare I say, dealing with some intense feelings. So for winter, I have like a couple ideas for various sweatshirts. She is done with surgeries. Now she is just in physical therapy. And my guess is that she'll oh, thank you. April posted quite a few links in the comments if you're interested in such a thing. For exchange programs that welcome kids with allergy or celiac in particular. So I'm fascinated. I'm going to dig into those. The horses is actually funny, Cindy. We were in Dallas, Fort Worth area for a gymnastics meet, and she was probably like 9. I don't know. Chip and Joanna Gaines was like really hot. I guess they're still really hot. I don't really follow them. But they had just started that like town or Magnolia or whatever it's called, like the place where you can go shopping. And so like everybody on the team was making a drive out there to go do that in between, like after the meet or before the meet or something. it must have been after the meet. And I was like, okay, what do you want to do? I figured she'd want to go out there. She likes that sort of thing. And she's like, no, no, no. I want to do something else. And there was a rodeo. So we met a girl in our hotel who was wearing like a t-shirt that said something about like showing goats, which is not in my vocabulary typically. And so we started asking her questions, and she like invited us to the to the rodeo. And like we had a blast, but about an hour into it, we both started sneezing like crazy. It was the funniest thing because we had no idea. Like I knew I was allergic to horses, but I'm not around horses all that much. And she just like but it was really fun. And like she got a hat, so all good. Um it's only the experiences that teach you more about yourself, right? I just loved that moment because Stella was with us. She was like 9 months old or something. Um So yeah, that she chose that. It's just so funny to me. She just chose to go to the rodeo, like when in Rome. I was very proud of her. So Rochelle has a woven overall. Woven? Did I make that up? It's like a loose fit. I don't think I have any teaser photos, but I will look very quickly. And I believe she's putting it into testing next week. Now, I will reiterate that this is the end of summer for Rochelle, and so life is absolutely bananas. Um, oh, Rochelle cracks me up. She does. I do not see any. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't see any sneak peeks. Sorry. But they're super cute and they're super comfortable looking, and I can't wait for this. So that's about it. We have a couple other things. Our brand ambassadors is reopening to new applications. And so I believe Cindy will put the link in the comments if you're interested in such a thing. I'm going to speak for Cindy. Sorry, Cindy. But we are going to take a very small group. And part of this is because it takes me a long time to pay people. But anyway, we're taking a very small group, easier to help and lead, etc. Skirt option on the overalls? I don't think so. That seems like extra pieces, right? Like a whole different pattern. Oh, thank you. Cindy just posted it in the comments. I'll ask her, but she's going to look at me like she wants to stab me, and I'd rather her not stab me because that's a long trip just for a little blood. You know what I mean? You feel me? Oh, thank you, Cindy. So, shorts and pants only. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. So that is about it for like our excitement here at 5 out of 4. I am getting back in the swing of things. I'm still talking with Joanne about a project coming up. Apparently, even if you're excited to work with a I can't say that word, a large company like Joanne, things move very slowly. I'll see if it works out. I'm kind of trying not to get my hopes up just because, life is short. But I'm trying. I'm doing, I'm talking to him, which is exciting enough. Like, I think if the first year of 5 out of 4, if you had told me that Joanne's would contact me and ask if I was interested, I would have, been like, yeah, okay. But here we are. I think we're about to celebrate 8 years in January. I might have just made that number up. You're talking to somebody who celebrated 15 years of marriage, like 5 years in a row, until we actually did math and figured out that we were married 20 years. But we have Kelsey Garnhart just redid the pattern list, and there's 184 5 out of 4 patterns. That's awesome. So, when I see things like that, I don't quite feel like a failure. Isn't that nice? The summer's just rough when you don't get much done. And then your kids are in your face all the time. But hello, Ashley. It is amazing. And it just blows my mind. 184. Like, the hardest part. So we have tried over the years to bring on a number of assistant designers. And Rochelle is the only one who has had the mental fortitude. That's what we're going with here. Because it is. This is going to sound dramatic, but like until you've been on this roller coaster, you just will not understand the hit. Hello, June. The hit that your confidence takes. Um, like until you put a ton of hours into a pattern and then it absolutely tanks and nobody buys it, and you have to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back up on the proverbial horse, like, and keep going time and time again. Like, I mean, and now with so many PDF pattern companies, like indie pattern companies on the market, it's really, it's a very different environment from when we first started. And I wasn't the first. Like, you look back even further, you've got some people who've been around for quite a while. A lot of people who have left, but a lot of people who have been around for quite a while. And so it's hard. Um, that's totally true, Fiona. Fiona says your kids are only little for such a short time. Don't worry about the business. That's very true. I still have to pay people, unfortunately. Um, I have finding the right person is difficult. I think I've struck out now 3 or 4 times. And so it's not just finding the right person, it's also training the person. And it's this mix of being able to both ask for questions and take feedback. Not harsh. I mean, I'm not. But it's a lot of hand holding and a lot of time. And I mean, and I don't know if anybody remembers this, but the funny part about Rochelle is I approached Rochelle. This is in the early days when we would like post a giveaway in the Facebook group and nobody would respond. I'm like, I felt like Pretty Woman. Like, I have all this stuff to give away and nobody would respond. And so I would have like a meme, or somebody would tell me a funny story or a joke, like those were the types of giveaways we were doing. And, it was so funny. And this particular one was New Year's resolutions. And I said, what's your New Year's resolution? And at the time, Rochelle had already been testing for me. So she had tested, I think, the agility, but definitely the Riptide Shorties for her kids. And so I knew she could take photos and I knew she could sew. And she was actually running a bakery at the time. Um, and she, in her, like, I read all the comments. She said, I want to design patterns. And the fact that, like, I mean, she's put up with me for this long is just fantastic. This would not be possible without Rochelle. So, give her a kiss, give her a high five, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's fantastic. Um, I kind of like the two. I'm not going to lie. Two designers. You don't step on any toes. You know. Aw. Debbie says she's made more 5 out of 4 patterns than any other company or designer. That is awesome. We are a great team, and we work off each other. Our styles are slightly different most of the time, which is fantastic for the business. She is more trendy than I am. I go for a lot more like, I don't know, pragmatic approach to life. And I'm a very, very, whatever, fill in the blank, blessed, amazed, thankful that she's in my life. So, yeah, the styles is like a great addition. So yeah, that's where we are. We're both, summers are difficult. She's got 2 kids, I've got 6. It doesn't matter. They're just like, being a work at home mom, you want to be present, right? Utilitarian. Fair. And I I mean, I absolutely adored going to the pool every day with my kids. And it was fascinating to me too. The oh, that's really interesting, man. I'm gonna say that comment in just 1 second. Um, I forgot what I was gonna say. Sorry, I interrupted myself, and that is just what I do. But um, Leanne said, I find the fit of 5 out of 4 patterns to have quite consistent fit for me. I check measurements and confirm size on each, but have found my size consistent. I haven't found that with other indie patterns. So I'm going to speak to that because that was actually a huge backbone to how we were built. When Rochelle was coming on, we were designing in Illustrator and using measurement grading, which is fine. Don't read anything that talks. I could go off on this, but like measurement grading is perfectly fine, no judgment. But I was adamant that I did not want patterns to change, like the size chart to ever change. And so we did change it once when we went to 5XL. And then we had to tweak the boys, or the men, excuse me, size chart to expand as well. And then we switched to a different type of grading, just so that it became more constant or more even. It's like an even grading, so it looks prettier, honestly. And a different grading software, and we've just been able to roll with it, and I'm very proud of that, actually, the consistency, because I wanted, obviously it's not going to work for everybody, but once you learn what changes you need to make with a certain pattern company, if you like that company, knowing that you can always make those changes right off the bat saves time, money, energy, etc. So that was a big deal for us. So I'm glad that you recognize it. That's awesome. All right, so that's where we are. I'm going to get to work. I now have the rest of the week to work on said cargo skirt pattern. Who knows if my kids are going to stay in school, but I'm excited about it. But yeah, I might have the same dilemma next summer and be repeating the same stories, but I don't regret it. Like, I had a fantastic summer. I did not, oh, that's what I was going to say, is I didn't want summer to end. I was like the lone mom, I felt like, that was not ready to go back to school. But then when they were all in school and the house was quiet, I was like, it was like I didn't realize that I needed that break. If you're a mom of young kids and you have that moment where you have the house to yourself. Now, obviously, my husband's working upstairs, but it's bizarre how like that quiet weight gets lifted off your shoulders. And I had been wearing that coat for so long over the summer and not been particularly like feeling happy, just kind of doing it. It was like a breath of fresh air. It was amazing. So I love my kids, that's obvious, but I'm really happy I have some quiet time and uninterrupted ability to focus. That definitely fills my bucket. I focus and breathe I mean, it's amazing, right? I move so much. Like, I mean, it's just amazing. I'm on my feet like all day when the kids are home. And I'm not even like, I don't even have things to show for it. I can't even like make dinner most of the time, but like, it's just bizarre. It's fascinating. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to go get to work. Thank you for all the well wishes for Reevie. I'm super excited. I now have to go like radio silent a little bit with her and not check in every 2 seconds, which is really difficult. It's more difficult than I expected because I want to like see her town and see her friends, or she doesn't have friends yet, but like she just sent a video of her room, which I really want to see. But like little things. But at the same time, like, we have to give her an opportunity to immerse herself in the French environment. So that's when I'll be sad. No, it's all good. It's good. I'm excited for her. She has grown tremendously just in the last year alone. So I have not seen it. Actually, I have to go look. I traditionally love green style, so I don't know. Oh, is it? I'm not surprised. Um, Somebody else did an agility style top too, like CKC maybe. I remember somebody joking like, "Oh, you've made it. CKC has done a top like yours." That was rude, but it made me laugh. Um, yes. Oh, your oldest was gone for the whole summer, Jenny. That's amazing. It's a very popular style. In fact, I have pictures where I've done other versions of the same thing, and I would still love to because I see them and ready to wear all the time. So I'm not surprised. It'll be a good seller for them. They focus on that exercise model, and that's great. All right, I'm going to sign off. I hope you all have an excellent, excellent week. We do have a winner before I sign off, so, I don't get yelled at. Uh, the Tipsy Tuesday winner, I'm probably going to butcher this name. My apologies. Feel free to tell me how I pronounce it because I'm curious. But it's Sejal Patel. You have won a $15 gift certificate to 5 out of 4. Just email info@5outof4.com. And Tiffany will set you up. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, take care. Remember, never stop growing, never stop sewing. No, wait, other way around. I feel like Willy Wonka. Never stop sewing, never stop growing. And tune in next week. Talk to you soon.